going to be eating a variety of brains to see which one is the tastiest. I will be eating baby cow, pig, lamb, goat, and chicken. All right, let's get to tasting brains. We have a pile of about 5 chicken brains here that we have cooked. There is a salmonella threat from eating anything from a chicken raw. So, let's get to it. Spongy, not very sticky. It just tastes like fat. It just tastes like chicken fat. Really not bad at all. Next up, raw lamb. You'll notice that there's definitely more definition. It's better defined than the chicken brains. Let's just dig in. It's wiggly. Here we go. Very gelatinous. There's no resistance at all. It's not chewy or rubbery. The flavor is reminiscent of sashimi. Like if you've ever had raw fish, this is not that different. Next up, goat. Very similar to lamb, not much difference. Next up, pig, the closest corollary to the human body. There's a chunk of something hard in here. There's a bit of skull in that brain. That's why you always got to be sure to chew your food. So aside from the potential choking hazard of swallowing pig skull, the flavor of the pig brain itself was very similar to the previous ones. I'm getting an aftertaste now, though. Unlike the rest of the brains, I am getting like a pig brain aftertaste. And this is weird. It actually does taste like pork. Last but not least, baby cow, or calf. This is much larger than the rest. It's better formed, nice folds, very veiny. This is very solid. It really reminds me of a piece of tuna. I don't know if it's because it's cow/calf or because it was just better packaged than the rest, but it's much firmer. It does have some snap back to it when you bite into it. It's all mouthfeel. It feels like, yeah, kind of as it looked. It kind of felt like raw tuna, raw fish. If I had to eat any of these again, I think I would eat the calf. Not bad.
Before I start this, I'd like to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua. I'd like to give also thanks to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching this truth. To those men, I say shalom. But in today's lesson, I'd like to say that Esau will eat anything. Okay? Esau will eat anything. This is the title of this video. Because if you've seen in the video, Esau Edom was eating brains, consuming brains from these animals, right? So in order to understand what the fuck he was doing, to understand what the hell Esau Edom was doing, we have to go back to his origins, who he really is, okay? We know he's an animal, he's a beast, he's a monster, right? But he's also a cannibal, right? So, like I said, Esau Edom, will eat anything, beware, all right? So, this is the origins, right, of Esau and his nature, what he's about, his origins, right? And this is going to describe some of his characteristics about how he is, and it carries on with him today because, you know, Esau Edom has never changed, right? And in the story in Genesis 25, it talks about their birth. So you have the mother, Rebecca, and she gave birth to kids. Okay, let me go ahead and get that real quick. Okay, this is Genesis 25, right? And it says, and the first came out red all over like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. So Esau, considered in the scriptures, he is the so-called white man, but he's actually red, right? His name Esau is actually in the term is called wakes it away. So his skin's wasted away because his melanin. Okay, his melanin is wasted away, right? Because if you look back in the history, everything was black, but Esau was the first born of the generations that came along. That came out, said red, right? And we know this is Esau Edom. This is the so-called white man today. Okay, 26, and it reads, and it says, and after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold of Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 80 years old when she bare them. And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field, and Jacob was a plain man, dwelling in tents. So it's actually giving you some type of characteristics of how they was acting, like the characteristics of these people, right? How they naturally are. One was dwelt in tents, and the other one was a cunning hunter. Who does that fit today? Who's the cunning hunter today? Who likes to play with guns? Whose blessing was the sword? Esau Edom. Who likes to chill at the crib? Who likes to, when they get off work, watch some TV, maybe mess with a bitch or two or something like that? Jacob. Okay? 28, and it reads, and Isaac loved Esau, right? Because he did eat of his venison. But Rebekah loved Jacob. But Jacob saw pottage, and Esau came from the field and was faint because he was so hungry after he got done working, right? He was faint. He was getting ready to pass out because he was so hungry, because he didn't have that strength. He was desperate, okay? Esau Edom was desperate. Now let's see what's going to happen when Esau Edom gets desperate. Let's put this all together, okay? And Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with the same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore was his name called Esau. And Jacob said, sell me this day thou birthright. And Esau said, behold, I am at the point to die. And what profit shall this birthright do to me? And Jacob said, swear to me this day. And he swore unto him, and he sold his birthright unto Jacob. 34. And Jacob gave Esau bread, pottage, and lineage, and he did eat and drink, and rose up and went his ways. And Esau despised his birthright. Why did he despise his birthright? Because he was hungry as shit. He was hungry as shit. He despised his birthright. Okay? But right here is the point of the video that you've seen. And it said, where is it at? 30. It said, and Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with the same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom. So this man was so hungry, Esau Edom, right? He was so hungry that he said, I don't care. He basically said that I don't care if it's not cooked. Feed me that red pottage. That red pottage was that bloody meat. The same with the video you just seen was that same Edomite eating the brains from these animals, consuming the brains from these animals and trying it out. This is their nature. Okay? This is their nature to try things out, to experiment on different animals. Okay? Not just animals, but human beings. Because when things crack off in Jacob's trouble, you're going to have these Edomites who's going to be starving and hungry and wanting blood, wanting flesh, and they will do anything to get it, right? Even told here in the scriptures, it said that he would do anything to get that pottage. So, if he sold his birthright for a little piece, what's that, the red pottage, right? If he sold his birthright for some pottage, right, what makes you think that he won't kill you to eat or eat you? Okay? And this goes back to the nature of Esau Edom. Because Yahweh is the ultimate chess player. And he's going to bring it to life in this day and age to let you know who Esau Edom it really is. Okay? Esau Edom is a cannibal. So when these things start cracking off, Jacob's trouble, and when the economy collapses, right, and their money's done and over with, they're not going to know what to do because they never had to suffer like Jake, or Jacob has. We're used to struggling in the hood, in the tents, as it reads. We come from the tents and we chill, right? So, Esau is going to have to suffer in some type of way, right? But be careful. This is why I named the video of Esau Edom will eat anything. Be careful, because if he's placed in that position or that circumstance to eat your ass, he surely will. He will eat you because he's a nasty, pedophile red man, right? Not talking about the Indian, but the redneck, that Peckerwood. He is that man that will eat you. Not just you, but your kids, man. So you got to watch out of who you bring your kids around, who you're around, because at that day, he's going to show his true color. And his real color is that red man, okay? But let me get one more scripture, right, to talk about, the cannibalism, right, of what's going to happen here on earth. Because when it cracks off, Esau Edom is going to show his fangs. He's going to show his true self, and he's going to get down and dirty, man. He's going to get down and dirty. And hopefully, you just got to pray, man. You're going to have to pray. Because it's going to get ugly and it's going to get wicked, right? Where's it at? This is, just give me 1 second. So this is, what's the word I was looking for? Ezekiel 5 and, give me 1 second, Salaki. Where is that at? Famine. Okay, it's right here. Salaki. I was just reading on, trying to see if there's anything else I could get. All right, it's 10. Therefore, the father, this is Ezekiel 5 and 10. It says, therefore, the fathers shall eat the sons in the midst of thee, and the sons shall eat their fathers, and I will execute judgment in thee, and the whole remnant of thee will I scatter into the winds. Right? So it's telling you that, this goes along, right, with our people. This goes along with our people, but also goes twofold, because he's going to bring judgment upon the whole earth. Right? He's going to bring judgment upon the whole earth, and he's going to make Esau Edom go back to his natural ways. Let's read this one more time, right? It says, Ezekiel 5 and 10. It says, therefore the father shall eat the sons in the midst of thee, and the sons shall eat their fathers, and I will execute judgment in thee, and the whole remnant and of thee will I scatter into all the winds. Right? So it's basically telling you what's going to happen. So you're going to have Eve doing this, right? Eating, their kids. You're going to also have, Jake doing this. You also going to have the, the Edomites doing this, man. But they're naturally born to do this thing, right? Because they're naturally the wicked, right? You're naturally the wicked. Because, that's how the Most High made them. Another scripture, too, that brings that up is, what's that at? Let me see here. Give me 1 second. And this goes along with Jacob's trouble, too. And it says, I'll start at 4. Lamentations 4:4. It says, and the tongue of the suckling child cleaveth into the roof of his mouth for thirst, and the young children ask bread, and no man damn, this is deep, and no man breaketh into them, right? So the kids they gonna get hungry, man, right? They're going to get hungry and they're going to want to ask for bread, right? And there's not going to be nobody to help them, okay? At all. It's not going to be one person to help them because they're going to be starving, okay? That breaks that down. What's going to happen here in Jacob's trouble, because the kids are going to die. Then you're going to have these people who's hungry, especially Eve. They're going to eat their kids. Right? And it's just going to be hellfire. Let's get to Lamentations 4 and 9. And it says, they that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger. For the pine away, stricken though, for went of the fruits of the field. And the hands of the pitiful woman would sodden their children, that they were and the meat of the desolations of the daughters of my people. Right. So, like I said, this is a twofold thing. Not desolate, but destructions of the daughters of my people. Salakia. Right. So you're going to sodden their children, right? So it's going to be talking about eating. It's going to be eating their kids, right? And also that's what's going to happen with Esau, Edom. They're going to be eating their kids in that day, right, of destruction. And in that day of destruction, they're going to be eating their kids, and all fucking hell is going to break loose, man. Esau, Edom is the fucking wicked. You got to stay away from them as far as possible from them, man. Because in that day when they break, hey, they're gonna try you out, okay? But through this lesson, man, I didn't want to make this too long, okay? But hopefully in this video you was edified. In this video, I like to give all thanks and glory to Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shah Bashem, Rekak Kadash. Hopefully you was edified, and I will see you next time. Shalom.